And yeah, that's all my news.
Singer Z is the best waifu.
Alright, Ryan.
That's all your news?
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. I guess we'll move on to our topic then, which is Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters. For those of you who do not know, there was I'll start from the very beginning. There's a show called Dragon Ball Z, right? And one of the things it's
Dragon Ball Z, what's that?
Dragon Ball Z is the story of a man named Son Goku as he goes through...
No, wrong. His name is Goku.
Okay, you know what? There's only so much anti-elitism I'll handle. Son Goku, I think, should be allowed. Sean Schemmel said it. I'm still saying Kaioken.
That's fine. Whatever.
Kaioken's okay, but great. But I assume Saiyan in general is probably just not okay with you.
No, fuck you.
Fucking. What about artificial human instead of android?
Fuck you twice.
The funny thing is, I was playing Ultimate Battle 22, the Japanese version, and they refer to the androids as androids.
Yeah.
So that I found that kind of interesting. How like it seems like android. A lot of hardcore fans consider that to be like a dubism, but it's like, well, it was in the Japanese version to some extent. To what to how far it went, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that it's just completely inaccurate, it's like I don't know about that. But anyway, to get back to the point, Dragon Ball Z, pretty long series. In the Japanese version, the voiceover quality was very muffled sounding and not really good quality. The English dub, because of its production, many fans see it as being kind of rough in certain areas, even long term. And also several of the voice actors were just kind of new to voice acting in general. So that would lead both sides to want to do something special with it. I'm only saying this just to kind of go further into things, because obviously I don't think Funimation had anything to do with the first part of Kai in terms of like deciding, hey, let's do a thing.
Yeah.
But basically, Dragon Ball Z Kai, known as Dragon Ball Kai in Japan, is a refreshed version of Dragon Ball Z using it's essentially like a remaster in a way.
Yeah.
It takes the old footage, cleans it up a little bit. For the first part of Kai, they
makes it a really bad widescreen.
For the Buu Saga, yeah. I'll get into that. For the first part, I'm not entirely sure how it works in terms of the broadcast. For the DVD versions that I have, it's your regular 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's the full picture, not full screen, but like not like anamorphic widescreen to where like it can basically do whatever you want. And I think for the broadcast version, if I'm not mistaken, they did this weird thing where they drew in pieces of the background in order to make it widescreen. I think
that's preferable.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it. Which it's probably more common there because in the first part of Kai they did reanimate some scenes, and you can tell because it's the same like footage, but it's the same kind of like drawing, but it looks like newly animated and everything, so it looks weird. Probably the cleanest looking of Dragon Ball Z. That's not like doing with as much as it can do, because like they did what they could to take out the film grain. There's still some shakiness to the footage, but continuing forward. At first, redone score by Kenji Yamamoto. Everyone knows, we talked about it on the podcast, near the end, I think like the second to last episode, because of the plagiarism scandal, they went back to Shunsuke Kikuchi, rescored the rest of the 90 episodes, got all the voice actors back to re-record their lines. Some were recast, namely Tien. Hikaru Midorikawa replaced his other voice actor and has been voicing him since. I think all of the Ginyu Force were recast as well, and among other things. But for the most part, they got like all the OG people. Like they got Masako Nozawa for Goku, Ryo Horikawa, Vegeta, Takeshi Kuzo, Trunks, Toru Furuya, Yamcha, Ryusei Nakao for Frieza and all that stuff. English dub comes around. They do that. Get all the OG voice actors, as many as they can, at least, obviously. Everyone except for Raccoon of the Ginyu Force is recast. Frieza's recast. Android 18 is recast partially. Oolong.
Partially?
Well, because in Super and Battle of Gods, it goes back to the old ones.
No, those don't count. We're talking solely about Kai here.
Okay, fine, fair enough. She's recast as well. Gohan's recast. Bulma's recast.
Fucking everybody's recast.
No, Android 16 is the same guy, but he does a different kind of Android 16. I actually think it sounds better.
Gross. I don't.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of who else was recast. Oolong, I think, as well. Same situation with Android 18, where like in the movies and in Super, it's the same. Actually, I think in the final chapters dub, it's the same guy. They got the original guy back for Oolong, which I'm glad, because his voice, I like his voice. He's cool and sexy.
Yeah, he's okay, but all the other new people are so much better than the old people, Ryan.
No.
Apparently.